Hello. Miss D with my newest form of torture, the one octave chromatic scale, with just using one finger, and that is your first finger. These scales are extremely useful for uh, tuning your ear, and also it's a good jump start for your first finger for doing your three octave scales. So all we're going to do, we're going to start with open G, low one, move it up, 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 move it up. We're going to do that on all our strings. Okay, so you're going to play a total of 13 notes, but you're going to play your open G and then 12 notes with your first finger in increments of half steps. You're moving up a half step at a time. What can I say? Oh, remember, now we've talked about shifting. We've been working on shifting. And remember, when we shift, we don't just move our hand. No, we move our arm. We move our arm. Our forearm moves our hand. Right? We don't move just our hand with our thumb over here. No, that's terrible. Please don't do that. You'll give me a heart attack. We move our whole hand. You can just kind of take your hand and move it along the violin. Now, to do this, you've got to make sure that you're holding your violin on your shoulder with your jaw on the jaw rest. Not here. You can't do it here. You have to have it on your shoulder because you're going to have to get your arm around. And if it's here, you cannot get your arm around. You'll end up breaking your arm. Okay? We don't want you to break your arm. Okay? So, get it on your shoulder. Make sure you're holding it with your jaw. And if you're not comfortable, get comfortable. By now, you've been playing long enough that you can figure that out. Okay? Okay, so we're simply going to move our hand up to this point. So we're going from G to G, and that's a total of 13 notes, but 12 of them will be with your first finger. So here's the first note. That one's easy. Then you play low one, move your one up, move it up, then move it up, 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 move it up. Or sharp. See where my thumb is? You see where my thumb is? My thumb has moved around the violin to this point position. Now, I have told you many times that I've had many violin teachers. And I had one incredibly good violin teacher. That's Dr. Rodney Schmidt at East Carolina University. I pretty much owe everything to him. But also I had a chance to not study with Paul Topper, but through East Carolina University Symphony Orchestra, which I was in from 6th grade all the way through grad school, I got to work with Paul Topper, and he was very good at explaining things about the left hand. I got to study with a lot of people, and a lot of this stuff that I'm teaching you, I learned from them, not just from experience, but from them. My first teacher, who was not the sharpest pencil in the drawer, the one thing he did teach me that I thought was interesting, he taught me about the violin, the back of when you look at the back of the neck of the violin, your thumb starts out here on the G string side, right? And as you shift up, your thumb comes around to over here. It comes around the violin. And he called it the little train track. This was when I was like 8 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. And that was kind of still, there is a track, like a track on the back of your neck of your violin that your thumb follows. Your thumb, when you're shifting, doesn't stay like this. It comes around. It has to, because your fingers have to be able to address the fingerboard correctly. Okay? So when you bring your hand up, make sure you bring your arm around. You should be able to see your elbow. See? You see my elbow. Okay? Okay, so let's try that again. All right? Okay, listen to me and match pitch. Okay? Now, when you get to that point, do not move your finger. Okay? Pick it up and then play open G and then put your finger right back down. Now, if you take your finger, your first finger, and just lightly touch the string, we hear the harmonic. This is me lightly touching the string. Pick it up, put it down hard. It's the same note. That's how you know you've reached your destination. All right? So keep your thumb from grabbing and let it move around as you come up. Okay? We can also do that scale on the D string. Let me do that again. We do A. Then E. Okay, and the point that you reach when you have reached the top of the scale, it's all the same. It's all the same all the way across. The other thing I'd like you to be able to do with these chromatic scales is name the notes. Okay, now remember when you look at a piano, now we're violin players. Yeah, we don't have buttons to push, but you know, it doesn't matter. To gain the respect of other musicians, you've got to play your violin as if we have buttons to push. They want to hear you play in tune. Believe me, we get teased all the time about not being able to play in tune and playing squeakily. You know that, okay? Well, we have to practice so that we can just make those people eat those words. You don't ever want to be accused of playing out of tune or playing squeakily. So when you're going up high with your bow is going to be doing this. Keep your bow doing that. Right? Even when you're up here high, on the E string. Keep that bow. Don't start getting scaredy cat with your bow. Keep the bow really pulling that string. Now, going back to the black and white notes on the keyboard. If you look at a piano keyboard, you'll notice that there's a black note between every white note except, white notes on the piano, there's a black note between them all except between the B and the C and the E and the F. So remember that musical alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But because of the black notes, you have A, then you have a black note. That's A sharp or B flat. Then you have B. Then you have C because there is not a black note between B and C. Then you have a black note, and that's D flat or C sharp. Then you have D. Then you have E flat or D sharp. Then you have E. And then you don't have a black note. You go straight to F. Then your black note is F sharp or G flat. Then your white note is G. Then your black note is G sharp or A flat, and you're back on A. So what I would like you to do for your lessons, and I'm expecting you to do this, is to be able to name the note you're on. G, A flat. Now you don't have to say G sharp. You can say A flat if you'd like. We're used to hearing that as an A sharp flat. So let's just do flats. G, A flat, A, B flat, B, C. And when you get to C, you can check it to make C sure it's a C. Remember, Here Comes the Bride or A Christmas Tree? That's a C. Okay, the next one after this is going to be D flat. C, D flat, D. When you get to D, check it out with your G string. Make sure it's a D. D, E flat, E. You can check it with your E string. then F, then F sharp or G flat, G. That's our destination. I want you to be able to name all the notes you're going to. D, E flat, E, F. Remember, there's not a black note between E and F. F sharp or G flat, G. Check it out with your G string. Okay, there's G, A flat, A. Check it out with your A. B flat, B, C, D flat, D. See, we arrived at our destination. Then A, B flat, B, C, because there's not a black note between B and C. There's C, C sharp or D flat, D. Check it out with your D. Right? D, D sharp or E flat, E. Check it out with your E. Then F, because there's not a black note between E and F. And F sharp or G flat, G. Check it out with your G. Right? G flat. No, excuse me. Yeah, no, G sharp or A flat. Then A. There's your A. Same thing on the E string. E, F, F sharp or G flat, G. Then G sharp or A flat. Then A. Then B flat, B natural, C. There's no black note. C sharp or D flat, D, E flat, then E. Okay? I want you to know and be able to name the names of your notes. There's no excuse not to. It's just something you have to be able to do. Okay? All right? So everybody, please practice your chromatic one-finger scale on all your strings, and I want you to be able to name your notes. Okay? Bye.